Hello everybody and welcome along to the Canadian Formula One Grand Prix, round 6 of the Aussie Racing League, and yet another sprint round. No qualifying to speak of, it's going to be a sprint race and then into the feature. It is a circuit that has a little bit of everything, some high speed turns, some very slow speed turns, 15 of them in total, 5.8 kilometres in length or 3.6 miles. And let's not forget the magnetic wall of champions. Let's take you to your commentary team.
G'day everybody, hope you've all had a fantastic day. I have no idea why France appeared on the screen there, but regardless, tonight we are here in Canada for the Novice League this week, or this Tuesday I should say, and if it's our second sprint weekend of the the season. Tonight I'm joined by Apex. How you going?
Not bad, Nick. How you been?
How you going? Pretty good. Thank you for coming in at the last minute.
Sorry for short notice.
No, you're all right. You're all right. And now this is one of those tracks, isn't it? One of those ones where safety cars breed safety cars, and chaos is no different. So
yeah, being such a tight street circuit, it's going to be quite tricky for these novice drivers, as shown from last week in Baku, to be able to negotiate this track. So we'll see. Has the race started yet? Oh, I'm a bit late.
The lobby has opened. Yes, let's have a quick look. We're currently waiting for players, and then our sprint race will come up. We'll get underway. Of course, second sprint weekend of the season. We will have, I believe, 3 or is it 4 of them? And it's just 3 if I remember correctly. The third being round 9 at China.
Do we have a sprint there?
Yes, we do have a. I don't know if I believe we have a sprint there, although the calendar screen doesn't say that.
Yeah, a sprint around Portugal would be absolutely awesome.
That would be nuts, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Portugal's a fun track.
Love the track for the undulation. This track, of course, not quite as nowhere near as much undulation, but plenty of chicane. So you need to be very precise around here, especially through the Wall of Champions chicane. That flick right to left. To me, it's the most fun part of the circuit. But in this day and age, with strict corner cutting rules, it is certainly one of the hardest to get away with.
Yeah, and it is very fun when you nail it, hitting the sausage curbs properly, keeping that right on the line. It's just like that moment where you feel that if you lose the car one tiny bit, just like in Monaco, that your lap's fully done.
Absolutely. If we have a quick look at our championship standings, Panache has the championship lead after a fantastic victory last round. If any of you in chat didn't see what happened in last Tuesday's race, I implore you, subscribe to the channel so you can rewatch the last week's race because it was hectic. And there was a last-minute run to the line or slipstream battle between Panache and Nico for the win, and that was a very entertaining watch. Harsh moves, but again, fantastic job by Panache to win that one. And that has propelled Aston Martin to the top of the constructor standings. So actually, here we go. It looks like it's race time for this sprint. And the lights are out and away we go. I made James on pole, Robbie alongside him in second. But Windows comes from P3 to jump through for a fantastic start. He's up the inside. He's going to have to hang around the outside for turn 2. Old mate James looks like he has it fairly well held. And that is going to start him off with his first lap.
Yeah, Snoopaloo moving up in the P4. Really good getaway for him. Svit moving down into P5. So, does gain 2 positions, or he gets a big dive by Crossdog in the back there, who decides to stay behind. But yeah, a few little losers and gainers by lap 1. Windows having a really good start on Robbie there. We do see Philly having a look on Nameless going into turn 7 at the moment.
I'm just trying to learn how to read again. I took a week off and I come back and I know nothing. Goodness.
Sorry, but
there we go. Very good. Coming through here again. This is Panache having another dive. Of course, he'll be running high after a win last week, as I mentioned.
Yeah, really good.
Across the dog as well. Yeah, that was nice and clean.
Yeah. You can see Panache, our championship leader, looking feisty on the start of this sprint here, trying to get as many positions as possible, seeming to have gotten past few people. He started P8, so not getting many positions on first lap, but he'll definitely be looking to try to get past Crossdog, who is all over the gearbox right now. Goes for a lunge into turn 1, doesn't seem to have pulled it off, as actually Svit seeming to have overtaken Snoopaloo for P4 there, so Svit already making up a few positions, 3 positions off the start there, so a lovely start for Svit.
He sure did. He's of course one of the men we always need to keep a lookout for, especially in these sprints, likes of him and Panache. Of course, we can expect them to be charging through the field like nobody's business in these sprints, and that's what we love to see so much in these races, these short races, and they're not disappointing so far. Panache up 1, SV though up 3, so he's showing good form at the minute. He's only got 3 to go if he wants to win this one. We also saw Windows take the lead over old mate James during the latter half of the last lap, and he's already starting to stamp his authority on the group. Pulled out a second's margin, so he'll be fairly chuffed with that. Again, he performed very well last week as well. I believe he grabbed P3. So we look forward to seeing him perform more solid results like he's doing right now.
Yeah, just like I mentioned, by the way, everyone on the field on the mediums except the one and only HK Racing, who has opted for the other strategy, making up a few positions at the moment, up from P15s. We do have a Manatin who has boxed, and we have got a yellow flag of Rebelitz who spun at the World Champions, which a few positions.
I believe there was a collision going side by side into the Waller Championship cane.
I think it was Trini, as Trini's got barely a front wing at all, and HK is now sniffing up the gearbox into the first sector. He's all over the rear of Trini right now for that P10. Not points in the sprint, but points in the main race.
Absolutely. Look, whether or not HK felt that he might not have had the pace to climb through the field as the likes of SV and Panache in this sprint or not sure, or maybe he just wants to try something different. It's going okay for him. He's up 2 spots, of course, by virtue of Rebel to Manatin having the pit, you could argue.
Yeah, while talking, by the way, there's been big fights here for P6 at the moment as Crossdog went for a move. Oh, there's a lot of contact there.
That's a 4-car pile up there between both of the Alpha. Oh, and Nameless guys had nowhere to go after a slight push forward there. And
yeah, this game's damage model seeming to have been a little bit more realistic, as Panache just got bumped on the rear and he actually fully spun. I'd like to mention that, yeah, Panache now with major front wing damage, same as HK, who's gone for a look on. Oh no, that's Snooper Loop. Gone for a look. Will HK box? No, he actually stays out. So, having to carry front wing damage around this place, there's a few people with only half the front wing on. It's going to be a bit tricky with those high-speed corners, but yeah, there's big contact there towards the top 8.
It absolutely is. I suppose, though, with it only being a 12-lap race, is it safe to say you'd have a tough time making back all the time you'd lose from pitting interstate laps?
Yeah, Aston Martin right now, both P14 and 15, our championship leader in last place. That's going to really hurt his championship fight.
Talk about spewing. They'll be feeling pretty lucky that this is happening in the sprint. Although, touch wood, it could happen again in the race. No one wants that to happen.
The one person who is having a great race at the moment is Svit, all over the rear of Robbie, looking to try have a look into the hairpin. He seems to have he wasn't close, as Robbie's actually gone a bit wide there. All over the rear of old mate James. So this is going to be a bit of a leapfrog situation. Robbie's going to try have an overtake on old mate James, which he looks to be doing right now. Pulls out to the right and just a very clean overtake. Wasn't much that old mate James could do. Svit's going to try capitalise on these two fighting into turn 1. He's got an absolute monstrous exit. All over the rear of old mate James, who has no DRS, as it is a double detection zone. Moves out to the outside into turn 1. Who's later on the brakes here? Does look to be Svit. He goes sweeping around the outside. And that was a lovely overtake from the man Svit himself.
That was beautiful. That was textbook stuff there. What we'd love to see. And yeah, not quite going the way old mate James right now, but those two overtakes are very clean and very good. Making the most of where you have pace over another vehicle on the track. Another yellow. Looks like it could be Snoop who's gone round.
Yeah, both Ferraris, I think, just got caught up in a few incidents, actually. I'm sure HK Racing has lost a lot of positions, so something might have happened there. As I do see but Snoop spun, and then I think he actually went wide going into turn 1 and was just giving back the positions that he might have accidentally overtaken. I'd like to mention, by the way, Nameless guy all over the rear of Rebelitz looking into turn 7. Rebelitz gives him a bit of a swipe there. And Nameless guy seems to just fall back. He should try and just wait out for the long straight, which would be a lot easier overtaking. But Rebelitz with the ERS advantage of 56 compared to Nameless's of 32. But I think Nameless has got the pace advantage, so hopefully he can use the most out of that and try get him down into the World Champions.
Absolutely. As you see, SV makes the move on Robbie into P2, coming down the back straight. Made that nice and cleanly and sets another fastest lap to go with it. Very expertly done by him. We'll return to our battle for P8. Anything change hands? Not quite. Rebelitz has pulled out a fair old gap on the Nameless. May have been a run wide or something go on. But
No, while you're speaking of Red Bull, by the way, picks up a 3-second.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the top 4 are just in a league of their own at the moment. But yeah, man, Svit, gap is now 1.7. He's got 6 laps to try and catch Windows, and I think he'll probably, by my estimations, be at his doorstep by about lap 10. Yeah, he's just so confident through those corners, and yeah, he's carrying Robbie along, but I think Robbie tried using the most out of his ERS, but has actually lost DRS going onto the back straight now, so that's really going to hamper his chances of trying to claw back and get Windows and Svit, but he couldn't this time.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, important to make the most of those chicanes. If you can get them right, it feels like the best thing in the world. If you get them wrong, well, yeah, you end up in a situation like this where you just can't quite close that margin up. To make sure, yeah, outside of DRS detection. So, all the heavy work ahead of him, although he is slightly catching minuscule amounts on the straight, but of course it's not going to be enough to make a difference at all. So in that last lap, I think we saw SV bring the gap down by, I think, over 6 or 7 tenths of a second. So, again, stamping his authority as he probably feels he needs to do now that he has relinquished the championship lead. And also another thing to mention, Nico is not present tonight. One of our other title combatants is not here tonight, so unfortunate to see. Among others is the likes of, I believe, wrong class. And Stormlight as well for the Red Bull. So, of course, Red Bull currently P2 and the constructors, so that's potential points that they'd rather go with rather than without.
Yeah, and Nico not being present is really going to hurt his championship fights with the top 3 of Panache and Svit. Who Svit's actually, Windows putting up a very good gap to Svit at the moment. I did think that he would have caught him by now, to be honest, with the time he was gaining 5 tenths in that first sector alone. But the gap's only 1.4 at the moment, and I think Windows has realised that damn, he actually has to push now. Because he had Robbie and old mate James blocking him, but now he's got just him, as we see our championship leader not having the greatest of days today. Him and his teammate Man of 10 just, yeah, 13th and 14th, just not the day to look at, but luckily, hopefully, the same day for the race, it's going to look better. Yeah, not many position changes at the moment, but it was Windows seeming to have made a mistake. The gap is now only 1.1. So Svit, yeah, it's closing massively on him.
I didn't see any mistakes. It was just, I suppose, SV just really hooked that sector up. But again, it's been good to see from Windows to be able to, put his foot down when need be. So, of course, he's trying as hard as he dare right now. He's got, coming across the line this time around, he'll have 4 laps to go. But, important news, SV is now within DRS range. So we'll see how much he'll reel him in down this section of the track. But it looks like SV is running a little bit more downforce than his counterparts at the moment. So he will make gains, but maybe not as much as you typically would see.
Yeah, and just like I mentioned, by the way, that Windows is carrying the ERS advantage at the moment. But yeah, just through those corners, Svit just looks so hooked to that track and the car. So it's going to be a very big tussle here, but the thing is, Svit might just try play it out. There's only 3 laps to go, but that's 3 laps that Windows has to try and hold on. But at the moment, I think that Svit's just going to breeze past him by the end of this lap, because he is all over that car.
Absolutely, he's brought the gap down. He had the gap down to just over half a second. It's gone back out by another 10 since, but that's likely from just dirty air. Side by side. Oh,
yeah.
Look at that. Trenny and Nameless getting real personal into turn 1.
Didn't mean to cut you off there. Trenny has a bit of an unsafe re-entry. As we've got a yellow flag in the background there. I think that's just the Trenny going off. But that was a bit linking there, and that's really going to hurt Trenny's chance of points. It's just like you mentioned, by the way. He's got a penalty now, which he's lost all that time that he could have gotten points. But yeah, HK Racing on the softs has got front wing damage though, but it's all over the rear of that Mercedes. I think he's going to try to have a look here. He's actually looking really comfortable and nearly get past Salty as, yeah, pulls that to the right. Easy job done there for the master of Grant.
Look at that. Turn 7 is one of those corners where it's really hard to try and have a dive. You've really got to have beyond the overlap to be able to get it done. And so, again, textbook turn 7 move from the one and only HK.
Yeah, Trenny, I know. Trenny at the moment, I know, carrying COVID, so he's doing not a bad job in P9 there. Hopefully,
not a bad effort at all.
Hopefully he doesn't sneeze on his screen and just absolutely put it in the wall. But yeah, he is carrying 100% ERS, so he is, yeah, if he needs to use that, he can. But yeah, he tries to have a look on HK into the World Champions, but seems to fall back. But he just, and he gets so close to that wall. He's trying to have a look on HK here. I don't know why he isn't using his ERS, but yeah, HK now with only 4 attempts to Salty. Is Trini going to have a look here? No, he doesn't. HK's tyres are going to be screaming at the moment, but he's also driving like an absolute legend at the moment, looking to try to get P7 off Salty, as those two have gained so many positions this race due to a few incidents. But yeah, I've got to say, they've had a really good sprint.
They sure have. Another man in the same position is Philly as well, up in P5, currently the top performing Alfa Romeo, doing pretty well. We saw him in that big mini pile up at the hairpin, which he's going through right now. So it looks like he's got an end plate missing on the front right, but regardless, he's doing fairly well, and he's sizing up old mate James for a P4.
Yeah, we have got a yellow flag due to red blitz in the first sector, which seeming to be not that much. As just like I mentioned, by the way, the gap was 9 temps going into the World of Champions, and now Svet is just all over the rear of Windows, going with only 2 laps to go. So that must be the World of Champions is where Svet is just gaining all that time, and Windows is really losing out to that. But through the rest of the track, he's able to maintain a really good gap. But yeah, just like to say, will he have a look this lap? I think he's going to try, but he's used a bit of that ERS since last time. He's seeming to just slot behind HK.
It's looking like, yeah, HK's tyres are well beyond their best at the minute now, because after blazing through on Trenny, he hasn't been able to make much real progress on Salty. In fact, the gap is now out to nearly a second, so again, there could be the trade-off coming into effect right about now.
Yeah.
I want to quickly just jump to the front again, because this is the closest we've seen SV get to Windows heading onto the back straight. Just 3 tenths, so we'll see. Both on the ERS. Again, they've both got very little to play with. We jump on board with SV coming down the straight. He's going to move to the inside, and there we go. Quite a few laps in the planning, but he's gone and made it stick. Had him cleared before the breaks into the Wall of Champions, and ended up making it look pretty darn textbook.
What he can do, really, he can try have a final look on the final lap here, but just the gap now is about 6 tenths, and we've seen all day that Svet has been quicker than Windows. So I think he's just going to take home P2. Still, for Windows, not lose. It's still, I think he started P3, but yeah, it's still gaining a position, but Svet up 6 positions from P6, so a lovely job there for him. And Philly's also overtaking old mate James as well for P4, so a lovely job there. But he has to push in this final lap if he wants to get away for old mate James to keep that P4. So yeah, he still has got that time penalty of 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This battle for P7 on back is becoming a little bit of a train. Somewhat, not too much of a train actually. It looked a bit more gargantuan on the map, but it's all cute as we catch Crosso Dog red-handed crossing over the curve at turn 4, doing the little Sebastian Vettel. And grabbing a penalty with it. Unlucky, mate.
That one really hurt my feelings.
Yep. Fair enough.
But yeah, you can see HK struggling on those softs at the moment. 12 laps. I'm surprised that many people actually optimized for the softs and not just put on another pair of mediums. But yeah, there's not much as we have got a yellow flag. It seems to be of Windows who's spun on the final corner. But yeah, Svet takes home the sprint. 1.5 seconds in front of his competitor. Awesome job there from Svet. Great sprint and great way to start off the weekend.
Yeah, I'd say so. Again, racing was fairly good, especially up at the front. Ended up being, again, nothing to be too hesitant about what the results were for this one. That cover's just come in like a ton of bricks, hasn't it, as they've crossed over the line.
Yeah, so that train got massive towards the end there, but HK seemed to have taken home some points there. Same as Salty. So good job from those guys who started way behind. HK in P13 and Salty in P. Was he in last? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was. Salty started last, getting P7. Yeah, awesome job there, Salty.
Fantastic. From P15 to P7, nothing to stick at. And I mean, we do have a slightly condensed field here this week, but that doesn't mean we can't have a decent last to first challenge. I'll tell you what. Panache and Manitin, we're looking at you.
I feel like Panache will give something awesome, so we hope so.
Mate, he'll be chomping at the bit too, won't he?
He will be. He'll be looking to get those points that he needs so desperately for that championship.
Absolutely. Of course, after this round, we will be halfway through Season 6. So, we'll be getting towards the business end. It doesn't take as long as you think. It feels like, it doesn't feel that long ago we were just starting this one off. Ooh, got ourselves a little freeze. She's alright. Hang on to it, there we go, we're good. So yes, quick recap. SV gets the win and 8 points. Windows with P2, Robbie in P3. That is his sprint race podium. Philly with a good jump up through the field into P4, and old mate James likewise for P5. SV in chat, he nearly died on lap 10. Yeah, I believe we saw the gap go out to roughly just around roughly a second or thereabouts. I was wondering what had happened there. But he got the sweatband on and had the position by the last lap.
Some reason, because I joined late, it's put me into a car.
Oh no!
Yeah.
We're doing a rerun of Werribee at Monaco.
So hopefully I don't. Luckily I'm last, so hopefully I don't impede anyone, but yeah, I'm doing a worry right now. So.
She'll be right. Don't worry about it. Okay. So, type in chat your race win prediction for this one. Still got a handful of candidates we can go for. Of course, SV in the box seat after taking home the win in the first race, the sprint race. But still, anything can happen. We've got ourselves 36 laps around this place. 35? 35, 36, one of them.
35. Just letting you know, by the way, because I'm in the race, that the weather is going to go from overcast to sunny to then overcast towards the end. So no rain for today. So thankfully the drivers don't have to deal with that.
There you go. I reckon a commentator starting the race. That should become a regular part of it, I reckon.
Yeah, no.
No,
that could end badly.
Do you remember that time where you were commentating and also racing in F2? I reckon that was a highlight of the season. That was fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, the countdown begins. We're going to see who's going to take home round 6 of the championship. Of course, the 3 names you need to think about are Panache and SV and Nico. Of course, Nico isn't here, so he'll be watching from home. Hoping for the worst, likely. Not to wish any bad blood. Anyway, 5 red lights. And away they go for the Canadian Grand Prix. Fantastic start from Windows and SV together on the front row. Windows gets a slightly better jump. Is going to try and go around the outside, but there's no real room for him. James comes together with Philly in the background and half spins or full spins. I didn't quite see.
I'm getting a first in view to this. Yeah, old mate James seeming to have spun with contact with another driver. And he's dropped all the way back down to P15.
Unlucky. Now, what have we seen from Panache? Panache has had a fantastic start. Jumped up to P9 already, right all over the back of HK. Sandwiched between the 2 Ferraris now. As we see a few cars still going side by side throughout the rest of the field. So, overall, aside from that little spin from old mate James, a fairly plain start. Plenty still kicking off those. We see HK jumps through on Salty. Oh, as Salty's gone round. Nightmare start for the 2 Alpha Tauris. A collision between HK as he was going for the overtake. Although Panache has cleaned them both up and it's now up to P7. That's a fantastic start from him. From was it 13 or 14 all the way up into P7 now. So that's already half the field knocked over.
Yeah, I'm going for a little...
SV bounces off the wall of champions coming through.
Might have grabbed some damage there.
Absolutely. It doesn't look like he grabbed any, but you don't want to do that again, I'll tell you what. All of our labels, there we go.
So I'm all good to retire in the pits, so hopefully my car doesn't cause any safety cars at all. Very annoying that it does that.
It sure is, but it looks like we're okay.
Oh, we've actually got a spinner right now at turn 3 of Reblets in the Haas.
Oh,
the Reblets seems to be fun. Yeah, I did miss out on a few stuff on the first lap, which is quite annoying. But yeah, HK Racing in P8 hasn't lost or gained any positions, so good job for him. And also like to mention Panache, very good getaway, as you mentioned by the way, already from P14 to P7. So awesome job for him.
Absolutely, there we go. As perfect timing, the AWS pit prediction has come up.
Yep.
I'd much rather just wait and see, although we see both the Ferraris are having a little bit of a ding dong with each other.
I think it's going to be
team orders.
Yeah, I think it's going to be some team orders there. You got to remember that Snoop is on the soft compound and is going to be a lot faster. So I think HK and Snoop are going to work together. We've seen it before. They always work together really well. Very good teams. Very good team when they work absolutely brilliant to go, like we've seen before. So Snoop on the faster compound, fastest through the last sector, so you can definitely see he's optimising the most out of that given grip he's been given at the moment. I think that is a really good strategy he's done as we see Rebels picks up a 3-second through the World Champion. It is overcast at the moment. You've got to remember there's a little bit less grip and it's a bit colder, so those hards going to take a bit. Oh, as we actually see someone in the wall,
That was
and that
Trenny.
of Trenny.
Turn 4, yeah.
He's lost his front wing. He's going to try to fight HK, and HK swoops. Oh no, sorry, is that HK? Yeah,
it is.
Someone's in the middle of the road.
That's Snoop.
Yeah.
Oh no. Where is this man's luck, and where can he get it?
I don't. Yeah.
Come by, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it annoys me because I'm a Ferrari driver, and seeing mine always too bad. It always makes me sad.
Yeah.
I think Snoop actually has picked up damage. He's not pulling away like he was in the sprint, but yeah, he's maintaining a gap, and everyone behind him with DRS is all over the rear of that Red Bull now, and he's going to have to try and push like hell if he wants to get away from Philly, who's also there, and he's looking feisty. He's gone under my radar a little, but yeah, he's right behind Windows, and if Windows slips up, then he might go for a good overtake there.
Well, and as you say that, Windows has to run a bit wide to avoid checking up into the back of SV. That's something for this. Philly needs to start thinking about having a go. Robbie as well, he's in P4. He just had the fastest lap of the race. He's also looking to get the popcorn out and join in as well.
Yeah, Robbie, who had an absolute terrible last week race at Baku, being spun within the final few laps and dropping with no points. Good comeback here, already P4, and is on the alternate strategy, but is looking really fast at the moment.
Absolutely. It looks like it's a little 4-car breakaway at the front now, 1.7 seconds back to the Nameless guy, who's got himself a little bit of clear air on either end of him. Panache looking for anyone trying to see if he can pull that gap back in and gain even more positions. Now up 7th where he started. HK in a similar position, and Crosso Dog absolutely as well.
Crosso Dog's flying at the moment. Purple's middle sector, and yeah, he's all over the rear of HK. He might have a look into turn 1 here.
He may do if the ERS and DRS can suit him well enough. He'll have plenty left as he gets right in there, coming onto the front straight. Yeah, he's definitely within striking distance. In fact, he may already have the overlap. He does. He's got him clear already. That's a 13.8.
Fastest lap to top it off.
Is that the first 1:13 of the race?
I think it is, and goes to Crosso Dog, who is absolutely flying out there at the moment, absolutely linking together every corner, and Bevo's also joining the fight, trying to take some action on HK. But yeah, Crosso Dog, with assistance of the DRS and HK, is moving himself up into P7 and trying to chase after Panache.
Absolutely.
Oh, as he actually spins.
Oh, Crosso Dog goes round. Oh, the commentator's curse. Jumps in about 30 seconds or less. Not what you like to see.
Because we actually got a safety car.
That has put out the safety car. That's unusual. In fact, even then, I'll make James have to give back the position because of it. That's unusual. Codemasters being in their usual flawless way, so that's going to be a quick breather for the field to neutralise. We can all take stock of where everybody is right now. Our top 4 have lost their advantage over the rest of the field, or will lose their advantage over the rest of the field. Well, Robbie goes in for a change of tyres off of the medium. Is he going to switch to hards and go the rest of the way? Or has he got damage he wants to repair? No fixing of wings, so he's switched onto the hards. Is he going to try and complete the entire race on that tyre?
Few little strategy calls here. I think staying out in the meds is probably the best shot. You've got to remember, it is Novice and Canada, two mixes that might result in another safety car. We didn't even have anyone DNF at all, but we had Crosso Dog just rip off a front wing, and that's how easy it was to trigger a safety car. Well, yeah, we have a lot of position changes actually through the pit stop phases. Robbie, we did start on the mediums, has decided to box and go an alternate strategy. Also got Crosso Dog, who probably needed to box. He ripped off his front wing, and also Trenny, who has boxed onto his old hards he might have started his race with. Looking to try get to the end. Snoopaloop, thankfully being safe by the safety car. It's actually really close here if you can get Trenny here.
He is going to get him. Always.
It was really close, but I think the pit lane worked in his advantage there.
There you go, yeah, Trenny has the position.
Yeah, there's a lot of position changes. Philly got a 3-second. Did he get that from track limit penalties? Yeah, he did. Same as Reblets and Crosser Dog with a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane. Very easy to do here after going about 350 down the back straight and slamming down all the way to 60. It's like doing the Monaco hairpin. But then, yeah, just trying to get that pace down without even hitting someone knowing it's the racing line. Very tricky here.
You can certainly, it's a trap for young players, a trap for desperate ones as well. So, yeah, finding victims as it may wish to. So now, right now, Panache and HK have both made fantastic runs. Men of Tin as well. Aston Martin's, of course, starting 13th and 14th, if I'm not mistaken, and now they're up in 5th and 7th. So, touch wood at the moment, we're only a fifth of the way through this one, but it's certainly looking like a big improvement. It's like, is that Crosso Dog coming into the pits?
Crosso Dog probably trying, I think, yeah, he's serving his 5-second, which is very smart, trying to get rid of that as quick as possible. He's boxing onto the hards, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's actually boxing onto 5 lap old meds. But he's trying the exact same strat as HK. And he's got really nothing to lose at the moment. Yeah. He's P15. A lot behind the pack, and yeah, I think he's just trying to get some more positions. But yeah, I just want to check if Svit has gotten damage. Sniffle hits a 3-second under safety car, so he's going to be annoyed about that.
Well, for multiple warnings, could that be for corner cutting?
It might be.
That's an unusual. I don't know why Codemasters would do that. Make it so you can get penalties for corner cutting and safety car. It doesn't amount to anything. He's going to catch the queue anyway, but oh well, who am I to judge?
Yeah, you don't even race. But yeah, getting penalties on the safety car must suck because you're trying to catch up to the drivers in front, and then that probably sometimes leads to you getting a bit desperate. We might get a late safety car call here as we're just waiting for Crosso Dog. Yeah, there it is. Late safety. Yeah, it was really late. These drivers who are on hard to the top 5 are going to be really struggling on the start here with cold tyres.
So, I mean, they're getting all the waving done underway now, so they've got to try and make the most of the last seconds they've got of this safety car. Coming through the chicane now, SV goes real early by the first apex. Tries to catch him off guard, gets back up a second out of it as the green flag comes back out. And we're racing again. Windows getting fantastic speed on the straight, actually. Pulls 2/10 of that back in. Is that Crosso Dog who's gone back into the pits again?
I do not like the strategy he was on.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted those mediums.
Yeah, Windows all over the rear of Svit at the moment. 1/10 separating those top 2. Windows is doing a little bit of corner cutting at the moment through that second chicane, so he's got to be a bit careful there. Will he try and have a look in? No, he seems to stay back at turn 5 there.
Well, so again, you've got to remember, we're only 20% of the way through this. You may be able to make a move, but is it worth it unless if you don't think you can break away?
Well, we've got a yellow flag actually of Reblets spinning at the same place he did in the sprint. Yeah, he's not having a great day. As I think Trenny trying to make up as many positions as possible. Trying to have a look there on Bevo into turn 8, seeming to just step back a little. Always we've got Robbie going down the inside of Manatin, gives him a bit of a shove there. But Manatin seeming to actually keep it around the outside. Lovely job from Manatin defending there. Now all over the battery.
Left. It's like they're not using any battery at all, but neither of them are. It's unusual to me, at least.
They juiced out of the corner, but then they decided to stop to. But Manatin, really nice with that World Champions there.
That was beautiful, that was, wasn't
it? Yeah, he's doing really well today after a not very good Baku Grand Prix. He's now looking to try get HK Racing, who is up in front of him right now.
He is. Looks like our front 3 have got fantastic first laps since the safety car came in. Leaving a little bit of a gap to Nameless Guy and Panache in hot pursuit as well. Seeing a penalty for Salty again. Fortune not favouring Alpha Tauri tonight. Although they are both back in the points now.
Oh, it's Manatin spins.
Does he? Okay, let's find him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, the exit of turn 8.
I think I saw that actually. He didn't short shift to 5th, which he then ended up actually losing the rear of that car. And he's going to be absolutely fuming. He's doing so good up in P7 there, looking to try to overtake HK. And then, yeah, that's how quickly it can go from good to bad in these F1 races.
It's very easily done at that corner, though, because, yeah, you need to short shift to be able to put the power down there. And even if you do, the torque of that engine can still loop you around. It's one of those enigma corners, to me at least. Okay, now, SV has that chicane hooked up real well. He's definitely done plenty of World Champions practice.
Yeah, and I can see Windows is taking over that and is actually following his lines, trying to see how he's so quick through there. And actually following that, you can see he's not losing as much time as he did in the sprint. And you can see he's actually doing what most drivers do, is copying Svit's line to try and get him.
And that can make all the difference, because that's one thing you've got to do. You've got to see, where is he stronger than me and how is he stronger than me? You know, kind of copy him or replicate it. And that's exactly
that's the way you can get so fast. But the person who is fastest, in my opinion, at the moment is Philly. He is all over the back of that Haas, and he's going to probably try and have a look into the hairpin of turn 10. But yeah,
he's looking like he's itching.
The top three.
The gap to SV is now over a second. He's out of DRS range now, so Philly will be starting to feel the. He'll be feeling the nudge from his ego. Mate, get the move done, mate. You need to. They're both hammering onto the ERS. Actually, Windows is leaving it alone at the minute. He may not want to do that. Philly pulls out around the outside. Is he going to have him cleared by the brake zone? Yes, he is. He's well clear. Played that move clearly. Oh, cleanly,
yeah, awesome job from two drivers there. Philly just seemed to get past with DRS and ERS assistant. So now Philly in clean air. We'll see what he can do. And yeah, he has just been rapid all day, seen in the sprint and at the start of this race. Now up overtaking Windows, he has a bit of a slide there through turn 2. Allowed Svit to break the 1 second mark, so he's going to have to try and push to try and get his mate of Svit. The gap's at 1.2 now. But Philly just looks faster through those corners, and you can see he's just already gained back a lot of that time.
Sure has. So, yeah, there you go, under a second again as they come into this next DRS straight. That's what he needed to do. Doesn't look like it's worked though. Might have been before the detection line. It hasn't been remembered that straight, but we'll get another chance. Surely you think he'd get it for the back straight.
Yeah, Bevo has actually on there.
Right,
he's trying to rejoin the track as nicely as possible, but having a bit of a flick spin. He's going to be a bit annoyed with that, but hopefully he can get back in the race and get up to the top.
Absolutely. Coming onto the back straight, looks like Philly did not get DRS.
Nash and Nameless, by the way, going into World Champions.
Ooh, yep, this is big. Panache going up the inside. There's a bit of weaving, near banging of wheels, but all still fair. Panache got his position up in the P4. Now he's staring down on a podium, which seems quite a fair distance away at the start of the race.
Like you said, by the way, last to first for Panache, and he seems to nearly have done that. We've got 2.3 seconds to gain to the top 3, as we do have a yellow flag. That's seeming to be a man of tin, who is spun out of the wall of champions and got a 3 seconds, so he might have hit the sausage curbs. Yeah, the battle for P8 at the moment has gotten 4 cars, only all separated by only 1 second. So this is a very big battle for these drivers here.
Absolutely. Of course, we need to bear in mind, in this group, we have I'll make James at the front, then we have the 2 Alpha Tauris in tow. We've got Salty and Z and P9. Although that may change as Trini has a look up the inside, not quite enough for him again. It's a tricky corner to make that move work. But yeah, also we've got Salty who has a time penalty and Snoop as well. He just grabbed that at the start of this lap from corner cut.
Just like to mention, by the way, sorry to cut you off, Philly and Svit. So Svit's made a mistake, and the gap is only 4 attempts now, and Svit's moving around like something's gone wrong.
That's a good shout. I did not spot that. all of a sudden, yeah, the gap's gone down to a third of what it was a lap ago.
It's all over the rear of him now, so Svit's actually conceding to a bit of pressure here off the Alfa Romeos. We've actually got a few position changes for that P8. It's a bit of a big squabble here, actually.
Everything's gone everywhere. Yeah, Trini's grabbed the position on
4
Salty.
cars, and here goes Snoop. He's gonna have a look here.
Oh, he tries to grab 2, can he?
He gets 2 and 1. Snoopaloop.
Trini's going to hang in there though. Oh, not quite. Can't quite get the exit speed. So Snoop up 2 positions. Fantastic.
Snoopaloop. 4 positions. Sorry, 2 positions. So what a great job by him, capitalising on both those guys fighting. He's up into the points, and now he's all over the rear of that Alpha Tauri of old mate James.
Absolutely, he's making the most of that. Out of those meetings right now. Again, crossover point will be for a decent while, I think, now. Of course, those with 9 laps on them around, and the other cars have 12 or 10 laps on them. So yeah, he'll be relishing in that at the moment.
Gap's only 2 tenths now, going down the back straight for Philly. He's going to have a massive look here, sniffing Svit's gearbox. Is he going to go left? Is he going to go right? He goes left. Will he get the job done before the corner? We do get crosstalk who has retired. Will that be an early safety car? And yes, it is. And he gets done beforehand.
Gets the lead right as the safety car comes out.
Look who's going to benefit from that. Mr. HK himself. And into the box we must go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. He's in.
There you go. So HK dives in right at that instance and switches onto the hards. That is going to be...
No, no.
That is,
He
yeah.
was the only person in that top 6/7 to be able to box. And yeah, and guess what? He's going to take the lead because Philly's going to get catch the safety car, and then it's going to just, yeah. Philly is now going to be behind the safety car and can't overtake it. So
Yeah, exactly.
HK
timing.
HK is in the hot shoot to win this thing.
There will be some harsh words in the Alfa Romeo post-race briefing. Why on earth did you bin it while I was on the front straight? What are you doing? What are you doing? So now, yeah, Philly and SV, and of course SV, Windows, and Panache. Yeah, everybody in the top 6 and 7. They are likely they're gonna have to come in.
Yeah, and HK optimizing for the alternate strategy, which guess what has worked in his advantage, and he is now P8, and with freshest tires and him and Snoop are basically P1 and 3 at the moment, because HK now is on the back of the safety car, and so is Snoop coming. Those top have all got a box.
The issue that they will have though is, under the assumption that everybody in this top 6 and 7, they all pit and come in onto mediums.
They're not pitting though.
They're not pitting. No, they're not. Looks like they're going to stick it out and most expectedly wait on the safety car. Salty isn't going to wait though. He's blinked.
I think Salty would have realised that maybe that there might not be another safety car, which is very common. But yeah,
we'll see. Looks like he's not going to serve any penalty in there either. So. Did I miss Philly's penalty, or am I mistaken? Where that one came from? He's got 3 seconds. I'd expect that to be from a track limits more than anything. But either way, that either just happened and I didn't spot it, or it's been there for a while and I just haven't noticed. Again. Use this final couple laps to get your breath back. Refocus yourself. What are my goals? What's my strategy for the lap up for this race? Again, everybody in this sector in the front, sorry, the top 6 of the field, they all still have to do their mandatory pit stop. So it'll be interesting to see what you choose to go for. A lot of these, I'm assuming, will be banking on another safety car because, as we see it coming in this lap. How long do you reckon? How long would an old set of hards, or would a set of hards last you in this race? And how little time do you want to spend on the mediums if you can? How much do you want to stretch this stint out? See if you can pull a gap as all the cars on fresher tyres try to work their way through the field. Skill issue from the commentator, doesn't even know Pedley's. Yeah, I agree. Anyway. Coming on the straight, Philly's just darted away at the end of the safety car. That was unusual, that one. Already a second's gap or so between himself and SV. And Windows is also nearly a second back as well. That was really weird, and already SV has already brought the gap down to 6/10. That was the most obscure restart I've ever seen. Regardless, the field gets onto a fairly clean restart, as the field all just files through neatly at the moment. Right now it is, as HK gets himself a penalty for corner cutting. This track isn't short on picking its victims. HK now being the newest member of that list. On the freshest front-running tyres at the moment. And the 8 laps difference between himself and the nearest car. He'll probably feel that, but it won't be as extreme as the cars ahead of Robbie. Right now, this group up the front. Looks like Philly's trying to check out and SV's trying to go with him. They want to try and pull a gap so that they can have a comfortable enough margin for when they hit. Again, I'm not sure that's quite going to work out for them. You probably need about 25 to 30 seconds for it to be a safe margin. And that's going to be hard to do in 10 laps or less. See Panache, of course, he'll be tugging to make a move now. He's on him and Windows are both on their ERS. Windows wants to keep that provisional podium right now. And 19 laps to go and they cross the line this time by. Plenty of time for moves and shakes. So anything is possible right now. As Bevo comes into the pits. I don't know if that was for damage or serving the penalty. I could be mistaken. He was on also some of the least used cars. He was one of those kind of cars who started on the mediums that came in that first safety car. Here's coming again. Check what he switched on. He switched on to a fresh... What did he do? Did he come in and serve a penalty? I'm not sure. What is that? Oh no. Regardless.
He actually had a drive-through, by the way.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah, so really quick getaway there from Philly, who actually, just jumped Svit. I don't think you would have expected him to go so early. But yeah, the field really spread up there, and yeah, HK seemed to have gone a 3 second, a bit pushing too hard, but I think he needs to realise that he is basically in the lead of the race at the moment, besides Robbie, who actually pitted lap 1. But Robbie actually has got a lot more wear than HK. He's actually all over the ribs, that McLaren. So HK's going to try to get past him as quick as possible, and also the ERS advantage. So this is going to come down really good towards the end of this race as we get DRS enabled on this lap.
There you go. And already we've got a couple of clusters we have to keep an eye on for when we get to our next DRS straights. Namely the battles for P1, as we see SV. Again, keeping Philly honest. He's not swarming all over him, but he doesn't need to, of course. He hasn't got a 3 second penalty to worry about. He can just sit within the DRS range of Philly for the whole race and just sit and go and take home the victory. So he'll be fairly relaxed right now.
Yeah. Philly seeming to be a bit quicker than him actually at the moment, nearly breaking the DRS. So Philly just, a lot more comfortable through this contest, except the World of Champions, which we've seen all day. Svit has been better as he actually gains a lot of time through that turn 8 and 9 complex. Yeah, the field's mainly spread out. The biggest battle at the moment looking to be the battle for P6 of HK, who's going to try to have a look. I don't think he's going to get desperate. He knows he's on a different shot. As Robbie actually goes wide there a bit, I think at the best camera angle, HK's going to use the battery now. Robbie as well, but HK with the slipstream advantage.
Goes up the inside. Nice and clean so far. They're going to go into the Wall of Champions side by side. He concedes the position. Either that or a dareish run from Robbie, but he's got a fantastic exit. He's going to grab the position by the first corner as well. Anything you can do, I can do better. I'll do it twice if I have to.
Yeah, awesome job there from HK.
Well, SV's taken the lead.
Yeah,
when did that happen? Like a run into either turn 1 or the final chicane. Either way, he's made it. He's got it done, and now P1 is his.
Well, Nick. It's Philly actually spun and got damaged. He's going to reverse back onto the track. He's got to be careful here. Well, I will talk to you later, Nick. I've got to get going.
You've got to get going? Alright.
I've got work, but hopefully the rest of the race is as entertaining as it was at the start. You take it easy and, just enjoy.
No worries. We'll solo act it from here, I suppose. Let's see. Have a good night. Have a good shift. There we go. Going back here. That's given SV a pretty decent cushion now. Like he needed one. He's now got 4.2 seconds ago. 4.2 seconds lead over Windows. Again, he's sort of stayed under the radar, even though he's been right up in the front positions this whole race. He's just been, watching his P's and Q's, just being, not necessarily being relaxed, but not doing anything brash or stupid, and got himself in a fantastic spot right now. Panache and Nameless hot on his heels though, and HK soon to join the party, as sure. And through the first sector now. Again, this is one of those tricky situations. No one's quite within striking distance. No one's over HK. He'll be sizing up where he's stronger, where he's weaker. Everybody will be in that same position. But at this point in this race, of course, we're just shy of 2/3 distance. By now, you'd ideally have somewhat of an idea of the cars around you, where they're stronger than you, and where you are stronger than them. Because that's all about sizing up your position. Around a track like this, making a manoeuvre can take half a lap, multiple laps, especially with these long strings of chicanes that will string themselves together with very tight hairpins on each end. HK with a decent run on the back of Nameless Guy, but Nameless Guy's on his ERS, although he's got none left, so he's had to relinquish. Panache is looking at having a go at Windows, but didn't quite have enough. Oh, he's gone into the back of him. That's very unusual. Was Panache trying to go into the pits? Did he think Windows was going to go with him? I'm not sure, but regardless, that spun Windows around, likely giving him a lot of rear wing damage and side pod damage, most likely. And now when Panache comes into the pits now, they're going to have to change his front wing as well. It's really, really weird. You typically don't see that. So he's come in. He's got a fresh set of they've got a fresh front wing and a fresh set of mediums to take him through to the end. So we were asking, when are we going to see these drivers pit? And it looks like it's roundabout now. And so HK is now up into P2. Overtook Robbie somewhere. I didn't quite see where that was, but now he's only 6.2 seconds down on SV. So right now, if SV came in, which is looking like is going to happen pretty darn soon, HK is going to have himself a provisional lead. Not provisional lead, the actual lead. Who else did we see come in? We saw Nameless Guy come in. He's now on fresh softs as well. So yeah, the likes of Windows and SV are those who we'd expect to see come in next, and probably Robbie as well. You see Windows going up the inside of Treniers, trying to make up for lost time. Looks like he may not have got much damage out of it, or at least no severe damage, because he's already right back on the heels of another car looking to make a move. But he doesn't have the ERS that Trenny does, so he's going to have to concede the position, and he's going to come into the pits anyway. I would have thought he would. He's going to come in now. Where is he going to come out? Probably a fair old distance back from... In fact, yeah, Zvit's already gone past... Zvit's in the pits now. Sorry, I can't keep up. So Zvit's come into the pits, and he's going to come out right behind Man of Tin. So in comparison to our other fresh tyre getters, if we will, we have Nameless Guy. He is 6 seconds back behind them as Man of Tin concedes the position to him. He's on younger medium, so might as well be sensible about that situation. But there we go, the one and only HK. He now has the lead by virtue of picking a pretty darn good strategy, and those hards should take him through to the end pretty comfortably. Question is, how much of a gap is there to those fresh mediums behind him? It's fairly decent. It's probably about 8 or 9 seconds before you get to the likes of SV. So he might be comfortable right now, because the gap is also 9 seconds, but there's also 6 cars or 6 or 7 cars in between the two of them. So it can make all the difference as well. This battle rages for P2 and 3. Snoop trying to go around the inside of Robbie, and does it. Oh, old mate James tries to jump in as well and bangs wheels with him. He's broken his end plate off. Can't afford to do that right now. And I'll tell you what, a tale of turning fate. The Alpha Tower is right at the back in the beginning of the race, and here they are in P4 and 5. They'll be stretching those sort of mediums a fair old way till the end of the race, but it's certainly doable. As you see, Windows, yeah, luck isn't favouring him now since that incident with Panache. He's now got himself a time penalty for corner cutting, and Panache is ahead of him now, of course, by virtue of that spin. So Panache, if he did get a penalty for it, he served it. I believe he wouldn't have got a penalty. He didn't get a penalty for it though. But regardless, he is now in a fairly comfortable position. Snoop wasting no time. He's jumped up into P2 and he's having a go at HK already. Not having a go, sorry. He's having a go at trying to get in the DRS range. Don't get ahead of myself or ahead of Snoop. Coming under the straight now. I think he lost a little bit of time coming through that sector. He's lost 2/10 just in that section, or 3/10 now. Sounds unusual. Maybe a mistake from HK, or maybe my eyes have deceived me. Salty now getting around Robbie. Very nicely done. Again, nice and smooth and clean. So he's now up for pretty good form right now. Everybody in the top 3 has a penalty though. So right now, you could always say, actually, if we have a quick look at where the penalties are and how big they are, we could be looking at Robbie and staring down the barrel of a race win. In fact, he would be just about, if the race finished now, he would take the win, I believe, by only a few tenths over HK. So he might want to take his foot off the pedal. He's in a good spot, all things considered. Although his hards will be feeling pretty worse for wear right now, but it wouldn't be worth pitting. You would just lose too much time unless a safety car came out. See things going in for it. Now that old mate James has that damage, he's starting to drop back. Trenny is now closing up on him, looking at where he can make a move. Not quite close enough to have a dive into the hairpin again. I want to say that around a lot of corners around this place, but it's the thing with these cars, how long they are and how wide they are. It's hard to make a move from a fair old distance back. You need to be a fair old bit, you need a decent overlap, and even just have your nose ahead for it to be nice and clean. Trenny getting close, but no cigar. He goes way hot into the chicane, has to concede momentum on the way out. That's gonna do him out of a chance at a move into turn 1, unfortunately for him. Top 12 closed up a fair bit though. HK and Snoop now. The two Ferraris all in close proximity. Proximity's still close enough for Robbie to take that provisional win. Although he is starting to lose time, those very, very second and those third hand hard tyres are going to be feeling pretty average right now. I want to look out for the likes of Old Mate James and Freddie Klein. Though they're on fairly old tyres as well. We'll probably be on the crossover point of mediums to hard, so you don't have to worry about them. It's the likes of SV you'll have to worry about. He's still got some time to make up before he can get onto the back of Trenny and Old Mate James. We'll have 10 laps to go when they cross the line this time around. So if he wants this win, he's got a fair amount of work ahead of him. I mean, if anyone can do it, it's him. So we'll wait here eagerly for him. Quick look. He asked me we have time to leader. Let's see if we can do that. Or we can. There we go. That's better. Yes, that's a better way to check. And right now, for his finish now, Robbie would be just shy. Oh, never mind. He's going 3/10 through that final sector. There we go now. So it's looking like... Where's HK need to push on a little bit? He's starting a little bit of a train form between him, Snoop, and Salty. Salty now just about to get within the 1 second window. In fact, he is within the 1 second window of Snoop ahead of him. Oh, he's on a yellow flag. We've got a 3-car pile-up, have we? That's led to a safety car. Completely missed that. There. It's between Windows, Panache, and Rebelets. That's both the Haas's out of the race and our championship leader. Ooh, that's a big one. The FIA is going to have fun looking over that one, I reckon. Is this going to cause another flurry of pit stops, though? See, Man of Tin come in. He's now got the fastest lap of the race. He's coming in again. Is he just going to chuck on another set of softs just for the run to the end? Cozy fan asking how to join the Discord. If you just scroll down from the... don't listen to what the Loose Wheel Nut said. That is slander. If you just scroll down from the page now, both over the panels, just click on the one that says Discord. It should send you a link to the, or should be a link straight onto the league itself. So that should be beauty. We love to see more people in this league. It's a fantastic thing. Really good racing. As you see, we're coming into the pits now. Looks like everybody's taken it except for SV. It's actually gone right back into his favour again. He's got all that track position back. But he's going to have a horde of angry cars behind him on fresh softs. Also look out for Nameless Guy. Is he going to come through and take P2? Looks like he is as well, so a little buffer for SV, if you will. Ooh, close between him and HK, but yeah, he's going to have that position. So, all of a sudden, and we've got Philly as well. He's on 7 lap old mediums. He was on one new fitted, one of those cars fitted midway through the last green flag session. So, that was... Yeah, so this is unusual. Yeah, this is very, very interesting right now. I'll tell you what, SV and Nameless at the front now. These two are on 5-6 lap old mediums. These are going to be feeling... with the softs, of course, when they cross the line this time right around, there will be 8 laps to go. That's a fair amount of laps for a set of softs. They'll definitely be beyond their best by the end of the race, but I reckon we'll see them still outperform the mediums by the end of the race. Again, I'm no tyre expert, goodness knows. But those are going to have to be the widest Alpines and Red Bulls that they've ever made. Because this is... Yeah, this, quote, Loose Wheel Nuts back in chat, this is bussing for real. We'll take a sip of water. Stay hydrated, everyone. Water's an underrated drink. Yeah. My lawyer has advised not to say what you just put in chat, Loose Wheel Nuts. That is not PG. Now, this now looks like we'll have one more lap on the safety car. We just have to wait on. We're just waiting on Bevo and Man of Tin to close back up onto the field. Reduced field now. We've had 4 DNFs because Apex's doesn't count. We've got 11 runners now in the race, so. Almost a mini callback to Monaco. If you keep your nose clean and don't DNF, you're almost in with some guaranteed points. Man of Tin, of course, he'll be chomping at the bit. Without a doubt, as are all these blokes, let's be honest. See, oh, we're getting a bit of side-by-side racing on the safety car. You'll love to see it. Oh, Windows has just left the set. Oh, never mind. He's sorry. He was already out. Ignore me. Yeah. The safety car gets hectic on it through these chicanes. Now, going through here now. If you're in chat and you're active, I want to ask you. I delegate to you guys now. Who are your main picks for this win? We've also got SV, one of the quickest people we have in this league, right up there in the championship, and is looking to take the lead of it back after this one. Certainly what he needs after a dodgy race in Azerbaijan last week, as they get back to weaving in the section of the safety car period where you're not supposed to weave. But regardless, Codemasters won't be regulating it, so who cares? Here. When we see SV go, he's gone right away now. He's gone well before the chicane. And that's done very well for him. He's got 7/10 already in hand, 8/10 now as the green flag comes out. And we're back on the way for this little 7-lap sprint for the end. 7 laps? Yes, 7 laps. My maths is fantastic. No, it's 8 laps. Ignore me. Now, we have HK and P3 on the fresh softs. Of course, SV, the only driver in the top 5 to not have a penalty to account for as well. So that is working. That is going to work in his favour, you'd think. As Snoop grabs himself another penalty for the books, that's not what he would have been looking for. Is he going to have a look around? He's swarming all over the back of Robbie for P6. Itching like nobody's business to make a move. There's a little bit of a train falling behind Salty now, of course. I'm going to say Salty on the mediums. He's not. Philly up ahead of him, he's on the medium. Oh, he's gone wide, and is Robbie going to take the position? He's not quite have to cut across the chicane. Oh, this is going to get nice and neat and tidy. He moves over to the side of the track and lets the whole horde through. So Snoop finds himself going up to P5. Salty runs it in way hard to try and make up for lost ground and just misses the wall. Decent effort. Oh, as the McLaren and the Ferrari bang wheels coming onto the back straight. Robbie now with the upper hand. Coming into the straight will go on board with the pair of them. If the P-line works, there it is. Snoop having to concede the position. Gives up a little time in the brake zone. Is he going to try and get a good exit? He does, but it doesn't quite work out for him. So let's take stock after this green flag has just come out. SV has pulled out a gargantuan lead for just 1 lap, out to 2 seconds. HK and Philly all over the back of, I want to say all over the back of Nameless, but there's actually a bit of a gap, like around half a second, 6/10 or thereabouts. So he's actually doing fairly well. It's surprising to see this from HK. He's got some damage that I didn't notice before. Because I was for sure expecting that he would be having dives as soon as the safety car came back in, but it's not over yet. We've still got 6 laps to go, so there was 7 laps to go last lap around, and again, that has done me wrong. I'm so proud. They're coming through this part of the field now. P5 on back. Again, it's still fairly close. Robbie's got himself a little bit of breathing space, and Snoop certainly doesn't. As Trenny is all over the back of him. Coming on the straight now. Again, DRS will be activated at the end of this lap, so this is where you want to be sizing up your moves. Again, HK made up a fair old amount of ground, but conceded so much through that chicane there. You guys got Philly to worry about. It's strange. This is such a precision track, isn't it? Where you're going from corner to corner, and it can just bite you so quickly. Just these tiny little slip-ups here and there. These corners, they sweep from left to right. So if you run wide from one corner, you're instantly compromised for the next, and a few hundredths turns into a tenth, turns into a few tenths, and it's just one way. When you string these corners together perfectly, you feel like Superman. But when it doesn't quite work out that way, you just punch in the air, wanting to destroy your $10,000 sim rig. Not ideal. Speaking of not ideal. We've got ourselves, Robbie's got himself some useful wing mirrors right now. He's eating every little inch of them. Here we go. HK now looking like he's ready to make a move. Nameless goes to the middle of the track. HK says, no worries, mate, I'll go around you. And he's going to make the move stick nice and clean. Now, can he put his head down and close in on SV? He'll have 4 laps when they cross the line this time. The gap is 2.1 seconds. Certainly doable. He has the tyre advantage. Very, very interesting to see. Oh, something's gone wrong with Robbie. It's not quite worked out for him. Snoop and Trenny have both made their ways around him. Oh, wonderful exit as well. So, again, yeah, Robbie on the a little bit second hand. Does he have? I don't see any. It's not quite. Maybe his car doesn't quite suit the softs as well as those around him. It certainly is possible. Now, we've got some HK fanboys in the chat. Now's your time to start speaking. In this first 2/3 of the lap alone, he's gained 6 to 7/10 of a second on SV. As you see, oh, yellow flag in the back. That's Trenny who's gone around, and he's just glanced off the wall, I think. Or he's reversed into the outside wall. Not according to plan. So very, very, not what he would have been looking to see. Again, he was battling right up there for the point scoring positions, and now that's given Manderton a point scoring place, which we'll be happy with. So the SV has had a pretty darn good final sector. He's pulled back 3/10, so over a whole lap that was a 3/10 difference. That won't be enough for HK to get close enough to make a move. Again, kind of bear in mind, catching up is one thing. Passing is certainly a different matter, especially when the man you're overtaking is SV. I've got the hiccup. Oh goodness, trying too hard. Speaking of trying too hard, feeling right all over the back of Nameless Guy coming through the end of the first sector. Again, looking at a move into turn 7, you don't really. That doesn't always work too well. Again, one of those corners where it doesn't really work unless you've gone side by side through turn 6. Again, plenty of brake zones on this track, but no real long ones. As soon as those gone round, it's old mate James. We may end up with ourselves a little battle for the final points playing position between the likes of old mate James and Trenny. Oh, Philly goes up the inside of Nameless Guy. That is P3 provisional podium for him right now. Oh, unless the penalty situation changes. Of course, I completely forgot. HK's got penalty seconds to add on to his total race time. So even if he does catch and pass SV, he likely won't get to keep the position. Snoop with 9 seconds worth of penalties, he won't be very happy with that. In fact, that'll likely drop him back down. That'll drop him down into P9. Unfortunate for the likes of plenty of cars with penalties at the moment. Again, this track bites. I'm not having a go at anybody for all these all this penalty time. This track is one that I certainly don't shy away from slandering in my spare time. I've got a man in chat who has redeemed C mode, and quite frankly, no. As we see, old mate James has grabbed himself a penalty. Of course, right up penultimate line, by right at the end of the race. Snoop looking to make a move again that may end up being immaterial by the end of this race. I'm not too happy. What's back? Oh well. Right, coming on the straight now. Yeah, Snoop has the position. Nameless all over the back of him again. Neither of them have any ARS to play with. Okay, I've got people in the chat accusing me of discrimination. It is not discrimination, mate. It's how society's hierarchy works. Now, so again, we've got ourselves SV. SV again, fantastic run for him. Couldn't really ask for a better race for him. Again, it looked like fate was going to twist back the other way. We'll have a quick look at how the positions have ebbed and flowed throughout this race. I keep pressing buttons, forgive me. Of course, he started on pole, won the sprint race, so he's looking to take home full points all from this one. Oh, bar fastest lap. But regardless, he's done a fantastic job. Again, looks like strategy wasn't going to work for him, but what he needed was another safety car, and he got one. Everybody else came in for softs, and it didn't end up mattering too much for him. His lead is out to a comfortable 3 seconds, so we can post home for another victory for the season, and I'm sure what's likely to happen is the championship lead will come with it. Through the final chicane now, expertly done, as he has done throughout most of this season when we've seen him on track. He's going to come home and win round 6 of season 6 of the Novice League. HK Racing comes home for a lovely P2, Philly with P3, and Nameless Guy's going to grab P4 right at the death. Who's gone around? It's Snoop. Did Snoop have a last minute go at a move? Didn't quite work out for him. Unfortunately, of course, he does have penalty to give points to give over. In fact, he is going to just concede and go back to P11, do a nice little burnout for us. Unfortunately, Codemasters won't give us the ability to see Tyre Smoke in the replay, so sorry, mate. There we go. So, in a very busy race, especially with the condensed field, not too bad. It was plenty of decent racing. Again, we had a fair old crash that I'm ashamed I didn't see. I didn't catch it. I want to see a replay, but unfortunately, yeah, I can't do that. It's replay mode, unfortunately, but we'll have a look in the FIA chat throughout the week, see what happened there. But regardless, fantastic run from SV, takes home another victory. We've seen him do quite a few times over the last couple of seasons, for sure. This young gun is certainly one to look for, heading up into further leagues as well. He's certainly a shoo-in to jump into Prodigy next season, I'll tell you what. A sip of water. Now, let's have a quick look at the race director. There's plenty to unpack here. Imagine being cringe and not singing. #sadboy, #not slay. Not my problem, mate. Now, let's have a look. And it's not going to work. That's fantastic. That's instant karma for you. Sorry, race direction. I can't get the race director to appear on the screen. Oh no. Let's have a look. Oh, SV's got it. Oh, thank you, mate. Not only winning races, he's also winning the hearts of the FIA. We love to see it. So, yeah. Now, let's have a look here. We'll have a look now and bring in ourselves some interviews, I reckon, because we've got a fair few names to go through. I reckon our, the first one, we've got to bring in our race winner, surely. He's definitely no stranger to, oh, he wasn't on instance, he was on drivers. Oh, whoops. Sorry, FIA, you're going to be improving this week. Sorry. Let's bring ourselves in, the one and only SV. Where is he? Let's bring him in, of course. Take home the victory. How you going, SV? Congratulations on the win. Another fantastic drive. Certainly one where strategy needed to favour you. It was looking a bit iffy halfway through the race, wasn't it?
Oh, I didn't know whether them guys on mediums had already pit or not, so I thought I was going to overtake him on track, and I was like, no, not this track, not now. But, you know, then they all pulled in the pit, and from the only really person I really thought that I would be able to catch me was HK on them softs, because I got rid of Nico on the launch. Not Nico, Nameless. Nico's living in my head rent free. Got rid of Nameless on the launch, and then, you know, when I seen HK get past him, that's when I decided time to push, get at least 3 seconds on him in case I get a 3 second time penalty and he gets his one removed. And yeah, in the end, got the double win, and they really made me work for that one. That was hard. I was sweating the entire race, making sure I got the right strategy, making sure I didn't spin, get penalized. I was hoping Philly joined me up on the step as well. Did he end up getting a podium?
I believe he did, yes. He grabbed himself P3.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, no, because when I seen me and him on two, I was so happy. Because he was finally going to have a race where he didn't have bad luck, and then he spun it right behind me after I overtook him. And I was like, oh no, not again.
Surely not. Oh, yeah, there you go. Fantastic result, double podium for the both of you. Now, of course, with this result, of course, after a dodgy result, let's be honest, at Baku, it's good to come back swinging with a win, isn't it? A double win, even.
Yeah, finally, long time coming again. Had bad luck Monaco with Manatin's desync card, bad luck Baku with getting spun and then damaged side pods, but we finally pulled back from it, so season's back on.
Yeah, absolutely, especially since, well, unfortunately for us, we didn't see Nico in in tonight. But regardless, again, yeah, plenty to look forward to throughout the second half of this season. Of course, 6 down, 6 to go. And yeah, it's looking like it's getting pretty busy up to the top. We've got the three horsemen of the apocalypse, haven't we? It looks like we've got you, and we've got Nico, and we've got Panache up there too, of course. And
We've finally got all my bad tracks out the way as well.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
From here on, I'm loving all these tracks that I'm seeing except Australia. That one I struggle at.
Okay, well, that's a bluff to everybody else watching. But yeah, no worries about that. Everyone can sleep well tonight, knowing that you're back in business, and especially for the likes of Red Bull's constructors' chances as well.
Yeah, this is our season. This is our season.
There we go. Again, falling on all comers. Come get them. And, there we go. So yeah, congratulations on the win. Look, what are your thoughts heading forward into the next round?
Just gonna get my practice in again because it's quali round, so I got to make sure I get my pace up as I try to do, and then I'll just do a few Grand Prix things, get my consistency up, and then hopefully from there, me, Nico, and Panache can keep this battle going.
That sounds good to me. I tell you what. See some big old dive bombs from week to week, and that's why we keep tuning in at 8 o'clock every Tuesday night. So, anything else you'd like to add? You can tell I've got the script out on the paper.
No, there wasn't much. That sprint was fun. I had a pretty good launch, got past Nameless and Crosso Dog, and then had to really work my way up to get the win in the sprint with Windows. He was showing really good pace today. He kept it clean. And yeah, there was good battles with a few of the boys, and hopefully we can do some more at Britain for the stream's entertainment and for our entertainment.
Absolutely, and I'm 100% with it. So again, thank you for coming in. Well done on the victory, and yeah, we'll see you next week, I'm sure.
Yep, thanks, mate. Have a good one.
You too. There you go. Fine words from our race winner. Our double race winner, of course, took home the sprint as well in fine fashion. So yeah, definitely the result he would have been looking for. Now, I feel like this man needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. Our owner of provisional P2, not provisional, unofficial P2. You never know what can go on in the FIA's offices. The one and only HK. Let's bring him in. Hey, how you going, HK? Congratulations on the P2. How'd you find it out there?
To be honest, I don't know if it's going to stand. Salty and I had a coming together on lap 1, which is sort of 50-50. So we'll stand by. I tell you what, it's really nice to be racing at the front of the pack again and not bouncing off walls. I'm enjoying that part of it.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, feels good when you can get around it all, huh?
Sorry, say again.
It feels good when you get around it all, huh? But what's good?
It's taken a whole season. It's taken a whole season to get here. I mean, come off it, boys. It's been crazy. But that was good fun. And win, lose or draw, you know, I had fun out there today. For the first time ever, I came into this league race. I did 9 laps when I got home from work, and they were the only 9 laps I did. And it put me in a totally different headspace. So maybe there's something in that for the future.
Could be. Is it just being a bit more open-minded about it, a bit less sweaty? I'm not sure.
Well, I think my championship aspirations, where I hoped to finish this season, I think are out the window. So I think it's a matter of just pressure off and just have fun. And I went out there to do nothing other than have fun. I actually went for a really the pit stop strategy that you saw me run was planned. And I just went out there and thought, I'm just going to mix it up and do something totally different and just see how it plays out. And it played out well. What was funny was the SV and I were messing around before about 5:30 today, and he said, I'm just going to take the win. And I said, well, that was my plan. And he said, well, I grabbed it first. I said, well, I'll finish second.
Oh, there you go.
We've actually turned out there. But as I say, I did have a coming together with Salty, which is a bit of a bummer because he's such a decent dude. And yeah, not overly excited by that. Felt like I left him some room on the exit. Whether it's enough is up to the FIA. If it was me, I'd probably slap me in the face and give me a penalty.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, yeah, well, we'll see what happens with that. but regardless, at least for now, P2 is a good result, isn't it?
No, it is. It is. It was good fun. Good fun race. I enjoyed it out there. I really did.
Yeah, and it certainly looked like it from our position up here. Again, yeah, tricky track to master. Plenty of corners that all link in together in quick succession. So making
Yeah,
mistakes. Yeah.
Snoop was Snoop was saying, "I hate this track. I hate this track." I actually like this track. I don't know. I suppose I know where it's going to pump me into the wall, and I'm just super cautious at those parts of the track, and the parts where I don't think I'm going to hit the wall, I just lean on the tires a hell of a lot more and stand on the gas. So there were sections where people were catching me because I was being a little bit too airy fairy and ooh, I don't want to go hard here. And there are other areas where it's come on, blokes, get me if you can. But
Those are the two perfect mindsets, I think. The impression suits that mindset perfectly. I like that.
Too much fun. Too much fun. No, it was good fun. Thank you to everybody.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts heading forward to Silverstone?
I love Silverstone. All the tracks we've got from here on in, I absolutely love them. I think I sort of like the high speed turn corners than anything else. Because once I get a setup that I'm comfortable with, and I run my setup tonight, which I was really comfortable with from previous runs that I've done here, and I just made some slight adjustments for tyre pressures. And the same will be for Silverstone. I love that place, so it doesn't matter there as long as I don't get involved in an incident that sees me out of the race. I don't care where I finish there. As long as I finish, I'll be stoked.
Yep, I'd say so. Yeah, that's a pretty decent outlook, and but yeah, I'd say thank you for coming in to chat with us tonight.
Oh, thank you for streaming. Did you solo tonight? Did you?
No, I had Apex with me up until I think the second safety car, and then he had to go and do real life things, whatever that is.
Yeah. Mate, thank you for what you do too, Nicky boy. You've been an absolute legend.
No, thank you. I love doing it. That's the main thing. I just love talking, and platform where I can do that without consequences
They say that about me, that I won't shut up.
I didn't see anything wrong with that. Even if I talk over everyone in the room, who cares? What I have to say is more important.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, thank you. I'll send you back to Ferrari.
No worries.
So you can bicker with everyone else. Thank you for coming in.
Snoop, I hate you, Snoop.
Throw hands. Oh, he's gone. Damn, I didn't even have to click the button. He's gone. Right. Oh, we love him. All right, who else shall we bring in? Where's our man, Philly? Here he is. Chanda SV. Sorry, mate. I'm taking you away from your friend. I'm bringing you in here. How you going, Philly? Congrats on the podium. What did you make of that? Farrell comeback drive through the field in that one.
Oh my god, I threw so badly. I'm actually really annoyed.
Yeah, you still got a podium.
Yeah, I know, but it should have been a P2 or a P1.
Well, you just heard the HK called dibs on P2, so well, P3.
Yeah, so what can you do really?
Exactly.
That's all it is.
We've got SV in chat saying, "Give my friend back."
Yeah, no, me and SB we had a really good fight, and then the safety car came out as I overtook him. That was kind of funny. He got mad at that after the race, but that's alright.
There you go.
And then I spun it. I messed up big time.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, it got a bit hectic. Was there like a little 5-car get together at the hairpin at the on the far end of the track? It was a bit looking a bit busy, but
oh, that was funny.
Yeah. See, that's a good outlook to have. Just have a bit of a laugh at it.
Yeah, like in the sprint, there was a nice 3-car pile up at the hairpin, as you said, and it was just hilarious. I broke my wing, and I was kind of annoyed about that, but I had good enough pace to keep it, and even make up a couple positions as well. So that was fun.
Yeah. So again, not a bad performance. Again, we've seen you've been able to do. You've been capable of results like this before, and you've got one again. You've got one tonight, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Wonderful thing.
Yeah, thank you. Finally.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries. Here's to many more.
Thank you.
All right. There you go. What are your thoughts heading ahead to the final? How many rounds have we got? 6, I can count. How many? The last 6 rounds of the season.
Well,
What are your thoughts?
I'm going away, so
Oh,
I'll be missing 4 of them. No, 3.
oh,
So that's not too
unfortunate.
good.
Oh
But
well,
next season's my season.
there you
That's
go.
it.
There you go.
I
That's
won't
the
I won't
plan.
have SV. I won't have SV. So I'll be like I'm clear.
Because he'll have buggered off to
Got it.
Prodigy by then, won't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, that's right.
He can get right out.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. What a sweat.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Imagine.
all nothing but love. But
Thank
yeah,
you. Yeah, of
that's
course.
right. The other races where you're here, we'll see a trifecta of victories, no doubt.
Of course.
Of course. Well,
Uh,
well, yeah. I feel like it's time for bed. What do you reckon? I
I
think
mean,
to go to bed.
yeah, school holidays for me, so no bed
Oh,
until
fine then. Be
for for a decent while.
All right then.
Alright.
Well, I'll leave you to go and chat to your best friend. Oh, he's disappeared. Where is he? I can't find him
No,
in the chats anymore.
I know where he is. He's in another call. It's fine.
Oh, fine then.
Yeah, he's all good. Alright.
All righty.
Thank you.
No
Have a good one.
worries. Have a good night. Congrats on the
See ya.
podium.
Thank
See
you.
ya. All right, there you go. Couple of short and snappy interviews with our with our 3 podium getters provisionally. Of course, the FIA will have some fun. And yeah, another hectic night of racing. We all had a great time. Again, slightly condensed field, but again, still plenty of fun to be had. It's all very competitive, but also we try to keep it fair, and we're also here to have a good time. We're winding down the weekdays. No point getting too agitated about when things go awry in this series. So, but yeah, hi from me. Yes, I will check my DMs after the stream. Yeah. No, but yeah, anyway, thank you to everyone who watched. Apologies to everyone who wanted me to sing, but I didn't. I just didn't feel like it. Cry about it. I'll see you guys again soon. Again, we have of course. Be sure to come back here tomorrow and Thursday night. We've got Prodigy on tomorrow night at the same track, and we've got Elite on Thursday night again. Proper fast, proper speedy demons in those classes. So I tune into those, and it's always good racing. So but apart from that, from me, it's I hope you had a good time. I know I did. I know that Apex did, even though he had to bugger off early. And may I say, have a good night. Get some sleep in you, 8 hours or more. That's the rule. So yeah, thank you everybody, and have a good night.